If you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed right now, or if you've ever reached a point in your day where everything just feels like too much, even when nothing dramatic happened, this is for you. Because sometimes overwhelm doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from many small ones. A sound that was a little too loud, a conversation that took a little more energy than you had, a message you didn't know how to respond to, a place that didn't feel quite safe or calm, a feeling you couldn't fully explain, and slowly, quietly, those moments stack up inside you until you don't just feel tired, you feel full. This video is for self-reflection and emotional education only. It is not a diagnosis or a substitute for professional support. But if you've ever felt like your system just can't take in anything more, these gentle ways are not about fixing you. They're about helping you come back to yourself. The first gentle way to reset is to reduce input, even for a short moment. When you're overwhelmed, your system is usually not asking for more information. It's asking for less sound, less decision, less interaction, less stimulation. But many of us do the opposite. We keep scrolling, keep talking, keep answering, keep pushing through. So a gentle reset can begin with something very simple: turning something off, lowering the volume, closing the tab, stepping away from a conversation, sitting with fewer things coming at you. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Even a few minutes where nothing new is entering you can begin to calm your system. Because sometimes overwhelm isn't about what's inside you. It's about how much is still coming in. The second gentle way is to return to your body, not your thoughts. When you're overwhelmed, your mind often becomes very busy. You may replay conversations, analyze what you did or didn't say, worry about what comes next. Try to make sense of why you feel the way you feel. And the more you stay in your thoughts, the more intense the overwhelm can feel. So instead of trying to think your way out, you can gently bring your attention to your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice your breathing. Touch something real. A desk, a blanket, your own hands. Take one slow breath, not to fix anything, but just to feel that you are here. This is not about controlling your mind. It's about giving your body a signal that you are no longer being pulled in every direction. Sometimes even a small return to the body can soften what feels overwhelming. The third gentle way is to step outside, even briefly. There is something about fresh air, open space, and movement that helps sensitive systems reset, not in a dramatic, life-changing way, but in a quiet, grounding way. A short walk, standing by a window, stepping outside for a few minutes, feeling the air on your skin, hearing a softer sound than indoor noise, letting your eyes adjust to a more natural environment. Many people don't realize how much indoor spaces, artificial light, and constant activity can quietly drain them, especially if you're sensitive. So stepping outside is not a luxury. Sometimes it's a reset your body has been asking for all day. The fourth gentle way is to remove small discomforts that keep pulling your attention. Overwhelm is often made worse by tiny physical irritations that you might not even consciously notice. A tag in your shirt, shoes that don't feel quite right, clothes that are slightly too tight, a chair that makes you shift constantly, a sound that keeps repeating. Individually, each of these might seem small, but together, they can make it very hard for your body to settle. So a gentle reset can be as simple as asking, "What is repeatedly pulling my attention right now?" Then removing or adjusting it. Take off the shoes, change the shirt, move to a different seat, lower the noise. These are small acts, but they tell your system, you don't have to keep tolerating this. And that alone can ease overwhelm more than you expect. The fifth gentle way is to allow yourself to pause without explaining it. One of the hardest parts of overwhelm is not just the feeling itself, it's the pressure to justify it, to explain why you feel this way, to make sure others understand, to prove that your tiredness is real. But in that state, explaining can take more energy than you have. So a reset can look like giving yourself permission to pause without a full explanation. You don't have to write the perfect message. You don't have to explain your entire emotional state. You don't have to analyze why you need a break. You can simply step back, sit down, stay quiet, delay a response, create a small boundary for yourself, and trust that needing space does not require validation to be valid. The sixth gentle way is to use something simple to anchor you in the present. Not every reset has to be a technique. Sometimes it's something living, a pet that needs you, a plant you water, a familiar object, a routine you come back to. Many sensitive people have moments where they feel pulled into everything around them. Every sound, every emotion, every thought. So having something that gently brings you back here, now, can make a real difference. It might be a dog that needs a walk, a cat sitting beside you, a cup of tea you hold in both hands, a piece of music that calms you. Something simple and real, not something you have to analyze, just something you can be with. And that kind of grounding can feel quiet, but powerful. The seventh gentle way is to stop trying to push through the moment you've already reached your limit. This is one of the most important things to understand. Many people don't notice overwhelm when it starts. They notice it when they are already past their limit, and at that point, the instinct is often to push through. Finish the task. Stay in the conversation. Keep going. But when your system has already reached its limit, pushing through does not solve it, it deepens it. So a reset can mean recognizing, I am no longer just tired. I am full. And instead of asking, how do I keep going? You gently ask, what would it look like to stop here? Even if it's only for a short time. Even if you return later. Stopping does not mean failing. Stopping can be the thing that prevents the overwhelm from turning into complete shutdown. And that matters. You don't need all 7 of these things every time. Sometimes you only need one. Sometimes the reset is only a few minutes. Sometimes it's longer, but what matters is not doing them perfectly. It's learning to listen to what your system is asking for. Because emotional overwhelm is not random. It's often a signal that too much has been coming in, that your body has been holding more than it can process, that your attention has been pulled too many times without rest, that your environment, your interactions, or your internal world has been asking more of you than you can comfortably give. And instead of seeing that as something wrong with you, you can begin to see it as information. Information that you need less, not more. Information that you need softness, not pressure. Information that you need recovery, not self-criticism. You are not the only one who feels this way. Many sensitive people move through the world like this, quietly noticing more, feeling more, processing more, and wondering why they end the day so exhausted. You are not strange for needing reset. You are not weak for needing space. You are not failing because you cannot tolerate everything all the time. You are responding honestly to what your system can handle. And that is something you can begin to work with instead of against. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, you don't have to solve everything. You don't have to understand everything. You don't have to push yourself to keep going as if nothing is happening. You can start with something small. Reduce the input, return to your body, step outside, remove discomfort, pause without explaining, anchor yourself in something simple, or allow yourself to stop, gently, quietly, without judgment, and slowly, over time, you may find that resetting is not something you only do when everything falls apart. It becomes something you can offer yourself earlier, softer, more often. And if even one of these helped you feel a little less alone, a little more understood, or a little more able to breathe, then you are already beginning to come back to yourself.